If you're shelling out a bunch of money on triathlon gear, but not waxing your chain, you are flushing your money down the drain. One of these chain rings can run you over $500. But if I don't take care of this, it can last less than 6 months. Today, I'm gonna show you the only way that you can preserve the life of this precious tool for your bike and maximize speed at the same time. Today, I'm gonna teach you how to wax your bicycle chain in under 30 minutes. So let's start off with what we need. First things first, you need a bike chain. Then you're gonna need a brake cable or a shifting cable. You're gonna need some Enigma chain wax or any chain wax you can get off of Amazon. Then you're gonna need a little pot to put it in. And if you're starting with a fresh chain, you're gonna need some Silka chain stripper. You're also gonna need one of these chain breakers. I've already removed the chain from my bicycle using this pliers tool. It's a quick link plier, you can get it on the internet. You take your chain that has been removed, you place it in this pot. You're gonna wanna walk over to your stove and you're gonna turn the stove on, and I put it on like setting number 5. So it should take anywhere from 3 to 7 minutes for this wax to melt. And while it's doing that, I'm gonna talk you through a couple of the reasons why I really like waxing my chain. Now, the first reason that I really like it is because it is super clean. So anytime I have to touch my drivetrain or a derailleur or my chain ring, or if I drop my chain, or if I'm traveling and need to take the chain off or whatever, it's super easy because then my hands don't get dirty. Now, the second reason I really like a wax chain is because it's objectively faster than a not wax chain. Friction Facts has done a bunch of studies on this. A wax chain is definitely the fastest chain you can do. And again, I'm showing you how to do this super fast. So if you're going, oh my God, it's gonna take me like 4 hours, I have no idea what to do, this is how you do it. Literally, it's that easy. You pop your chain off using this tool, you find the quick link, boom, pop it off. You take your pot, you melt some wax in the pot, and then you put it on your stove. It's literally that easy, guys. Now, if you're using a brand new chain, what you're gonna wanna do is take this Silka chain stripper and you follow the directions on the back. So you're gonna put like a little bit of this chain stripper into a glass jar, you shake it up a couple times, you take it out, you dry it off, boom, it's done, it's stripped, and then it's gonna be able to absorb the wax that you're putting in. And so once you strip the chain once, using this chain stripper, you never have to strip it again. So if I was setting up a brand new chain, I basically just take that chain stripper and I shake it up in the jar and then I just throw it in the pot. 30 minutes later, it's done. I usually leave my chain in the pot for anywhere from 5 to 25 minutes. It really just depends on what I'm doing. If I'm watching an interesting video on YouTube like this one, or any of my other videos, or any of Kega G's videos, I make sure that, you know, I might end up leaving the chain in there a little bit longer. But for right now, in this case, I'll probably leave it in here for 10, 15 minutes, and then I'll just take it out and hang it up on the balcony. So here's what's going on with it right now. The stove is on. The wax is not quite melting yet. So the chain isn't absorbed in there. We're gonna check in on it in like 3 or 4 minutes. And while we're waiting, I also wanna talk about how often should you be re-waxing your chain. Now, I'm re-waxing my chain like every 200 miles, so like 300 kilometers. This is usually once a week. Sometimes it's once every 2 weeks. It really doesn't matter, I think, as long as you're using a different chain for racing and a different chain for training. Like, you can totally clap out your training chain. And yeah, it doesn't really matter. The third benefit of using a wax chain is it preserves your whole drivetrain. If you're using a wax chain, basically the pulley wheels on your derailleur as well as the chain ring are gonna last quite a bit longer. Just for whatever reason, lube wears that shit down more because it's like more metal on metal versus this wax provides an extra layer of protection to your bike. All right, and if you're wondering also, there are instructions on the back of the bag. So each different brand is gonna have their own little instructions. This is my way of cooking the chain. I think it's the best. I try not to think too hard about it because if you get super into the weeds with these little details, you're already doing a 1% thing with waxing the chain. And guys, this is all about being on a budget. So we're not buying any of the fancy tools that they advertise to you. You don't need to get that special Silka crock pot with their special little hanger and their special little extra powder. You can literally just buy a pot, put it on your stove, melt the wax, put it on your chain, hang it from your balcony. 20 minutes later, it's gonna be ready to go on your bike. You don't need to buy one of those super expensive pre-made ceramic speed chains. Yeah, maybe they're gonna be half a watt or 1 watt faster than this, but this wax chain is already gonna be 4 to 7 watts faster than Keegan's absolutely clapped chain on his Canyon. This is gains that you can make in literally 30 minutes every week or every other week, and it takes very little effort, it's very hands-off, and it's basically free speed. Once you make the investment in a pot and a bag of wax and you spend some money on the Silka chain stripper, it's literally like max $100 up front, and you're gonna get so much speed out of it, and you're gonna end up ultimately spending less on this, because over the course of this chain's life, it's going to last longer than your other chains because the wax preserves the chain better. Plus the other components on your drivetrain are gonna wear less because of the wax. So you're actually saving money in the long term, which is what we all wanna hear. All right guys, here we are. We're about 20 minutes in, and as you can see, we've got a nice melted wax pot right there. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna agitate it. So what does that mean? No, it's not piss off your girlfriend. You're gonna shake it a little bit. Well, you will piss off your girlfriend if you do this in her kitchen. Probably why I don't have a girlfriend. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, look at that, just vibrating away. We wanna get the wax in all the little nooks and crannies of the chain, right? It's like one of those Thomas English muffins. I think that's what they're called.
I can do this VIM at like 370.
Yeah. We pulled the chain off of the stove. Now we've got it, it's in there. And the next step is to take it out to the balcony. Now you have to have one of these, okay? There is a rule where you must live in Girona and you must be able to hang your chain off the balcony directly over some pedestrians. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Beautiful day out here. It's a little windy, so, you know, because I'm a high budget creator here, I'm not gonna mess up the audio by recording myself talking out there. But basically, we've got our bike chain in the pot. We're gonna let that sit there for like 1 or 2 minutes. I don't know, aimless amount of time, just whatever. And then in like 1 or 2 minutes, we're gonna hang it up, and then we're just gonna let it drip into the pot. All right, so here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna let this chain dry out outside on the balcony, so it's got to cool off. Obviously it's in molten hot wax right now. Oof, look at that. So you just let it hang. All right, now we're gonna hang it up. You know, I'm a little worried for a sec. 1 second. We're gonna prop that bad boy up. And boom, look at that. Probably takes 5 to 6 minutes to dry, and then you're all good, just mount it on the bike. All right, and just like that, the chain is dry, and you have suddenly become the guy that she told you not to worry about. Now, if you've ever seen a Tinder profile, you know that guys are notorious for taking pictures holding the fish. First person to take a screenshot of their Tinder profile holding their wax chain up like this wins $0.